Psychetruth. Life, wisdom.
Hi, I'm Jen Hilman. Welcome to part 2 of my series, Yoga for Dummies, who are really actually smart people. Today's practice is geared towards improving your flexibility. So yoga helps to improve your flexibility as well as your strength and your balance and so many things. But today we're focused primarily on improving the flexibility in your hamstrings and hips and low back. This will help to relieve a lot of the tension and stress that you feel in your low back and even all the way up into your upper shoulders. So, favorite this video and get ready to join me for this great beginner-friendly practice. All right, so we're going to begin standing. The most important thing at the very beginning of your practice is to consider, how are you standing? Sometimes you might look down and see that your feet are turned in or turned out. Maybe one foot is turned in and the other one is turned out. So we want to make sure that you start with a strong, clear foundation. So just begin by looking down at your feet and make sure that your feet are parallel. So you'll check to make sure that the outer edges of your feet are parallel to each other. It may feel a little pigeon-toed if you're not used to standing this way, but you can see your feet are parallel. Then start to lift up on your legs. Imagine that your legs were like tree trunks growing up towards the sky. So now your legs are firm and toned and strong and supportive. Then lift up through your torso. Imagine creating space between your hip bones and your ribs. So you want to lift up and get really long and tall, and you'll find that your core muscles automatically activate. Let your collarbones be broad so your chest is open and your chin is slightly lifted. So you begin with a strong posture. Then on your inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And just reach really tall, like you could touch the sky as high as you can. Reach up so tall. Then gently reach one hand after the other, and creating a little more stretch along the sides of your waist. We can just take a couple moments here, moving at your own pace, to just stretch your waist and your shoulders and maintain the strength in your legs. And as we're getting started here, maybe those of you that have been following my videos a long time, you may notice I'm in a brand new space today. So excited to be working in this new yoga space. And I'd love to hear your feedback. Karina and I spent time decorating today and getting the room ready for filming. I'd love to hear your feedback, you guys. What do you think of our new yoga space? And just stretching. Let's reach both hands up simultaneously. Lift up through your legs, lift up through your waist. And as you exhale here, start to fold your body forward, coming all the way down. Then go ahead and bend your knees quite a lot. So you'll want to bend your knees enough that your upper body can completely relax over your legs. So even let your head relax. So your neck and shoulders are released. Let your arms be relaxed. And again, it's okay to bend your knees as much as you need. Then as you take your next inhale, slowly begin to stand all the way up. Bring your arms with you as you rise. Reach your fingertips to the sky. And as you exhale, let your arms come down by your sides. And we'll try this again. Inhale as you sweep your arms up. And then exhale and fold all the way forward. Remember, you can bend your knees as much as you need. Sometimes people may think they're doing it wrong if their knees are not straight. But the truth is, when you force your knees straight, it can cause a lot of strain and tension at the backs of your knees. So if you let your knees be soft and bent, you can actually stretch into the belly of the hamstring muscles easier. So let your knees have a generous bend so you can let your upper body relax and really stretch into your hamstrings. Then on your next inhale, rise all the way up. Bring your arms with you as you come to stand. Stretch your fingertips to the sky. And then exhale and release your hands down. So we'll move through this again. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale and fold your body forward. Let your head and neck relax. Let your arms and shoulders relax. And inhale to rise. And exhale to bring your hands down by your sides. Now let's take a wide step out to the side. So you're going to turn your body sideways and take a big wide step on your mat. And if you're not using a mat, no problem. You've got all the space in the world. So turn your toes forward. So again, you'll check and see that your feet are parallel. Bring your hands onto your hips. Lift through your waist. Take an inhale and lift your chest. And then as you exhale, fold your body forward. Once you fold, you can release your hands down to your mat or to the floor. Now again, you can bend your knees if you need to. It's no problem at all. With your legs a little wider, it may be easier to straighten your knees a bit more. So just find your edge wherever you are and stretch into your hamstrings. And you may even be getting a little stretch in your inner thighs as well. Then bring your hands back onto your hips. Then inhale and rise to stand. Exhale, release your hands down. Let's move through that cycle again. Bringing your hands onto your hips. Inhale to lift your chest. Then exhale and fold. Once you fold all the way forward, release your hands down. Now you can use your hands to help you fold even deeper. So find your edge wherever you can maintain this stretch without panicking, without being afraid that you're going to hurt yourself. You want a nice stretch that you can comfortably stay with. Then bring your hands back to your hips. Inhale to stand all the way up. So you're using your back muscles here to help you stand. Exhale, releasing your arms down. Then we'll move through that one more time. Hands to your hips. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to fold. Release your hands down and see if you can use them to help you fold even more. And bring your hands back to your hips. On your inhale, slowly rise all the way up. And exhale to release. Now, with your legs wide apart, turn and face your left leg. So you'll turn your left toes forward and you'll turn your right heel back. So now both of your hip bones are pointing towards what essentially is the back of my mat. So find a comfortable stance that works for your body. And I'm going to give you a couple of options. You can bring your hands onto your hips again. You can clasp opposite elbows behind you. And if you're feeling a little sassy, like maybe you've got some more flexibility in your shoulders, you can practice bringing your hands to a reverse prayer position behind your back. So that's a little more extreme. Maybe just grabbing opposite elbows is enough. And if that's too much for you, just bring your hands on your hips. So whatever you choose today, find the arm position that works best for you. Then inhale and lift your chest. And as you exhale, fold your body forward over your left leg. Now you may not come all the way down. Just find that edge where you're getting a great stretch in your left hamstring. You may also be feeling some stretch in that outer band of tissue from your knee to your hip. That's the IT band, which also gets very tight. So wherever you're feeling the stretch is where you need it the most. So don't forget to take deep breaths. This is going to help your muscles to relax and soften. And slowly rise all the way up. Yeah. Then we'll turn to face the other way. So we're going to turn now and face the right leg. And just adjust your feet accordingly. So your right toes will point forward and your left heel will point back. Find a comfortable width for your feet so you can stand well. And again, hands to your hips, hands to opposite elbows, or hands to reverse prayer. Then inhale to lift your chest. And exhale to fold. And again, there's no pressure to fold all the way forward. Just find your own personal edge. If you're practicing by yourself, there's no one to compare yourself to. There's no competition. You just get to experience the pure joy of being in your body. And it may not feel like pure joy right now if this is kind of intense for you, but that's okay. It's okay to experience intense sensations. One of the many things that yoga teaches us is how to stay calm and peaceful in the midst of a challenge. So if you're feeling challenged right now, take a deep breath. You're going to be great. And let's inhale and rise. Stand all the way up. And give yourself some credit. You did it. That's great. Release your hands and step your feet back together. So for this next exercise, let your feet be right underneath your hips, but check again and make sure that your feet come parallel. Then sweep your arms up overhead and interlace your fingers. Then release your index finger like a little church steeple. On your inhale, grow tall, lift up. And then as you exhale, reach up and over towards the right. So this is going to give you a big stretch along the left side of your body. Shift your hips to the left to counterbalance the weight of your arms moving over to the right. One thing to pay attention to is what's happening in your chest. Sometimes your shoulders might want to come forward or back, but we want to move completely sideways, so try and keep your shoulders stacked on top of each other. And let's come all the way up. Grow tall as you inhale, lift up through center, then reach up and over to your left. Shift your hips to the right to counterbalance your weight. You really want to reach. If your elbows are bent, try and straighten them. It's a little harder that way, but I know you can do it. Keep reaching and keep breathing. Keep your shoulders stacking over each other as you reach over to the left. Then let's inhale and rise. Last movement here. Lift your gaze, then move your biceps alongside your ears. Then try that again. Move your gaze back, then move your biceps alongside your ears. We'll try that one more time. Lift your gaze and move your arms. Stay here as long as you can, stretching into your shoulders, lifting your chin, arcing through your upper back. And we'll come all the way up to stand. And gently release your hands down by your side. You can give your arms a little shake. That's a good work. Now we're going to come down onto the floor. So kneel down onto your knees. So once you're down on your knees, bring your knees as close together as you can. Then separate your feet behind you so you make a triangle with your legs. This stretch is going to work into stretching our quadriceps. So you're going to sit your hips down between your feet. Now, I realize not everyone has this much flexibility in their knees, and that's why we have to practice. So if your hips don't come all the way down to the floor, just place your weight into your hands and reach your hips back as much as you can. For other people, you may come all the way down, and maybe this seems kind of easy. If that's you, You can get more out of this stretch by simply walking your hands back behind you a few inches. So wherever you are, maybe you're up here a little higher, or maybe you're just seated and this can be enough for you, or maybe you have a little bit more mobility and you can lean back. Just breathe here. Let your muscles relax. Stretch into your knees. Stretch the tops of your thighs. This is an area that is often neglected. But when we sit in chairs, sit in cars, sit on the couch, sit at the kitchen table, we do so much sitting that these muscles get really shortened. That's why they're tight. So we're going to take our time, improve your flexibility by slowly letting your muscles stretch. And then we'll come all the way back up. Bring your feet together, then sit your hips over to one side so you can bring your legs around to the front. So once you have your seat, bring the soles of your feet together. Now, if it's difficult for you to sit up straight, you might find it helpful to sit on a blanket or a pillow, just anything that can elevate your hips. When I was a kid, they made me sit on the phone book. Whatever works. Then bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. Now, some of you with tight hips, maybe your knees are way up here, and that's okay. Gravity will do the work for you to slowly, gently open your knees out to the side. So sometimes just sitting like this is enough stretch and it's enough work for a lot of people. So you can stay right here. Just continue lifting up, growing tall in your spine so you sit nice and tall. To get an even deeper stretch here, start to walk your fingertips forward. Now, for this stretch, I'll ask you to keep your spine straight. So we don't want to round and hunch over, but keep your chest leading forward. You might not be able to fold as far, but that's not as important as lengthening your spine and feeling your pelvis grounded. This is all that's needed to get a great stretch in your inner thighs and maybe even feeling a little stretch in your outer hips as well. This is an awesome stretch for relieving sciatic pain. So those of you that are dealing with sciatica and it seems impossible to deal with, this is one of my favorite poses for relieving sciatic pain. And I have a great follow-along video for low back and sciatic pain, and we cover this stretch and a few others. So you might check that one out as well. But for now, this is a really great way to target your hips and work into those areas where it's tight. And let's gently come all the way back up. And then slowly find your way onto your back. Once you're on your back, draw your right knee up towards your chest. Hug your knee in. And slowly start to twist over to the left. Try to bring your knee all the way down towards the floor And if your right shoulder comes off the floor, that's okay. Just extend your right arm out to the right side, and you'll get a gentle stretch across your chest on the right side. You can use your left hand on top of your right knee to give you just a little assistance in this twist. And you can also close your eyes to help you relax and turn your focus inward. And let your breath be steady. And let your thoughts be quiet. Just tune in to the sensations in your body. And slowly make your way back to center. Extend your right leg back down. Then we'll move to the other side. So draw your left knee up into your chest. Hug your knee in close. And slowly twist over to the right. Try and bring your knee as close to the floor as you can. And let your left shoulder come up if it wants to. Then you can open your left arm out to the side and get a gentle stretch across your chest. And you can place your right hand on top of your left knee to help you stabilize in this twist. And just be mindful of the rhythm and flow of your breath. And let's gently make your way back to center. And release your left leg down. Then go ahead and let your feet fall open to the sides so your hips completely relax. Let your palms rotate up to the sky so your chest and your shoulders are relaxed. And you can gently close your eyes here and just tune in to the sensations that are tingling through your body. It doesn't take a lot to really wake up your body and wake up those muscle groups and start to improve your flexibility. And the more often you can practice, the easier these stretches will become, and the farther you will be able to go. As you're ready to come back into awareness, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And gently roll over onto one side. So you'll bend your knees and roll your body onto your side. And you can take a moment here to pause and rest. Then press yourself up to a comfortable seat by using your top hand to press down into the floor and help you come up. And if you keep your eyes closed, it can help you stay in that meditative mind space. And find that comfortable seat and let your hands rest on your knees. Use this time to observe. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Notice the feeling you have in your body. And then gently bring your hands into a prayer position at the level of your heart. And take this moment to give yourself some gratitude. Taking time out of your day to practice some yoga, to stretch, to breathe, to pay attention to your body. It's one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself. So feel your heart smile and say thank you for doing this. You deserve it. And I would like to thank you for letting me guide you through this practice. I hope you will join me for the next part of our series, and I hope that these videos will help you to feel more comfortable with yoga and more open to the possibility of the role that yoga could have in your life. If you'd like to learn more about me, visit my website, jenhilman.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Psychetruth channel, where you can get access to all of my yoga videos. Leave me a thumbs up, leave me your comments. It's always great to hear from you guys. And thank you so much for letting me share my passion and my practice with you.